Hey, welcome to another episode of That's the Thing Accent Core Plus R. It is episode 0.14, and it is Monday, March the 1st.
March the 1st be with you.
The beginning of spring.
I hope it's spring.
A new spring
Puppy.
for a new year.
Man, like when it was last week and I was able to walk outside because it was kind of sunny and nice out, I was like, man, this is good.
Yep.
It's amazing how little headaches I get whenever I can actually go outside for like a 30-minute walk or so.
Yeah.
Because man, I get a lot of headaches usually if it's like rainy and cold, and I'm like, I ain't walking in that.
You know what else was a headache?
What was that?
The Guilty Gear lobby system.
Yeah, that's why I made a comic about it. To me, that was like, I don't care if people get this joke, I'm doing it. Because man, that was like,
So, I like the idea. More so, I like the idea that, like, they've changed ranking to be, like, if you just win, you get moved up, and if you lose, you get moved down, and you don't have points. So
yeah,
people shouldn't rage quit. They still will,
of
but they
course.
shouldn't.
I got one rage quit.
Especially since you can apparently just freely move to higher floors.
Yeah, like you can go up, you can't go down. So if you want to go
Yeah,
try to challenge at like rank 10, you can, which I think is fair.
yeah, yeah. So I like that idea, but I don't like walking around that lobby trying to be like, okay, I'm pulling out my sword, and it's like, oh, you pulled it out way over here.
Yeah. But I mean, it's really weird with the Guilty Gear. Yeah, whatever, fuck it. We're talking about Guilty Gear again. That's how we do things.
Yep. Yep, you're getting the actual Guilty Gear conversation this week
Yeah.
instead of what we did last week.
When I'm still my feelings are whenever the match began, it was fine and it worked for
Oh, it's
perfectly.
so good.
Therefore, everything else, while annoying, is tertiary, as long as the game plays well.
I just I don't understand why there's not like a text-based navigation menu that you could use instead.
Mortal Kombat, one of them, I think it was either 11 or X, had a really good lobby system where you could like make a player lobby and they would have like whoever was playing was kind of like a theater and that match was going on and everyone else could like put their dumb like emote reactions during the match.
I feel like
Ooh.
that was X.
Yeah, I think that was X because I was like, that was like a really good system. Because then, if you're watching, like, you still get to watch the match, but it's still queued and you can set it to like winner stays, loser stays, and you can, it's like, just do that.
It's just I just don't understand like one fighting game will solve the problem and none of the others will ever look at it, even the sequel to that same title.
Yeah, it's like, that's not thrilling.
You know, Kevin, the more thing about it, I like that system, but I also like the Guilty Gear Strive tier system. So, level one, you start in the bathroom,
Oh,
and in heaven, you're on the Evo stage.
see, I thought you were gonna go level one, you start in the bathroom, and then level heaven, you're back in the bathroom, but it's like a
Back
nice
in the-
Yeah.
bathroom. Like you've gone from the hotel bathroom to like the fancy bathroom, like the high roller, and you're like, oh man, we
Well,
really
someone someone needs to make a lobby like that.
yeah,
That's real good.
yeah. Melty Blood Grand Finals is in like the nice bathroom. There you go. That joke's always
In
funny.
the
I don't care. I don't care if it's not true. I love that Melty Blood lives in the bathroom.
in the
Yeah.
penthouse bathroom,
Yeah.
like it's the size of a normal room, but
Oh, it's still
still
a bath.
bathroom.
There's still like a toilet there.
Yeah.
Yep. Functioning.
Yeah, it's convenient. Um. Oh,
The
so
Street Fighter players have to walk over them every time they have to go.
yeah, you gotta just walk through it.
Walk through the set.
You hear tinkling in the background because like if I gotta go, I'm not gonna stop because Melty Blood's going. I gotta
No
tinkle.
one's gonna
Yeah,
stop.
sorry.
Listen, tinkle gotta happen.
This is how you do it in the field.
Yeah, like you gotta tinkle. If you do sprinkle while you tinkle in the field, do you be neat and wipe the seat?
Depends on the toilet itself. If I don't think I've added that much to it, then no.
See, because like with me, if I have to go not use a urinal and have to go use the turlet, then I will wipe the seat if I do indeed tinkle, because
Yeah, but what if there's already some of that old looking like congealed stuff on it?
then that's already done. That's already
Exactly.
done. So yeah, like I agree with you in that case. Like if it already looks like a disaster happened there, then I'm not going to clean up someone else's disaster.
Regardless, I'd at least lift the seat up.
Well, yeah, you kind of kick it with like your foot, like you kind of like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it.
No. But you kind of get it up there. You got to make sure that.
So some of it can drip off.
Yeah, it's just you got like some humanity with the toilet. I had to do some more dumpster management. Yeah,
society knew that they can't sprinkle when they tinkle.
So they looked towards the
They
beast,
blamed him.
and they found there was beauty in the tinkle.
Oh yeah, how are your dumpster adventures going?
Oh, it's going okay. Today's last week's issue was that someone apparently just threw their trash on top of the dumpster. So I had to kind of like climb the dumpster and pull it in to the dumpster, because like it was like they did do good. They tried where they kind of flipped the top of the dumpster and try to put their trash in the top, but they kind of missed and it was kind of hanging off the edge. So I had to poke it with a broom to get it to go all the way into the dumpster.
Why aren't you sending a bill to your landlord, Kevin, for like trash management?
Well, because this is a thing where it's part of like my OCD, things that rub me the wrong way, and it's also
what grinds your gears.
It does grind my gears in a Peter Griffin Fortnite kind of way. But
why isn't this called Grind My Guilty Gears?
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been a good name. But it's actually rare. Like the trash issues are hyper rare. It's just we have like two back to back. And usually that's whenever someone moves into the apartment, because they move into the apartment and then all the moving trash, which, listen, I don't know how it happens, but whenever someone moves, there's always like 6 trash bags full of garbage that just spawn.
Yeah.
And that always fills up the dumpster.
It might be from the people moving out.
Yeah, there's some way where I can always tell someone moves in and then the garbage is overflowing, and my brain goes, I don't know how that keeps happening. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because, I'm not a normal human.
Society.
It's weird because, like, when I listen to the lyrics of the Potemkin song, they fit more with the Joker than the Joker, because it keeps talking about how I'm a clown. And I was like, Potemkin, that's a good song. I think about that song a lot. I like it because it's the anthem of missing your combo or dropping it, and then you just go, I'm a fool, I'm a clown.
Yep. Listen, Kevin, it's not a drop combo. It's just a happy little reset.
Yeah, happy little reset. The Canadian reset, where you drop your own combo and then the opponent's confused, so you can resume it. Because who would ever drop
That's
it?
an American combo. Thank you very much.
I thought it was called the Canadian reset.
No, that's called that's an American combo.
I see.
That's all.
We're gonna take it back.
That's from like the Marvel. That's the Marvel 3, where like people practice their combos, and so they know what parts they normally drop, so they know how to reset from their normally dropped combo portions.
I appreciate that. Anything going on with you guys before we talk about nerd shit?
I keep buying plants.
Hell yeah! What kind of plants you been buying?
Let's see. I got an elephant ear yesterday. That's called the Black Velvet.
Ooh.
And then today I got like 4 new succulents.
Oh, is that like a food?
Succulents? No.
Oh. What is a succulent?
They're like they're in the same like kinda they're not cacti. But like they're always in like cacti and succulent like
Oh,
here you go.
are they like desert
I'm
plants?
posting a picture.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of, sort of. You still need to like water them a bit. My girlfriend's got like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you water and then let them like fully dry out and get thirsty and then you water them again.
Oh, okay. I see these plants. Oh, those are cool plants.
Yeah.
I like those plants because they look like plastic Warhammer terrain, but in real.
Yeah, and like they're nice because you can put them all in the same container, and they like being crowded.
Man, that's what you need to do. You need to take your gaming, your Warhammer gaming to the next level and use actual, like, here's my Xenos tree, and it's just like a succulent, like that kind of, it's like second from the left, the one that's kind of purpley. I feel like that one would look really good on like an alien planet.
Yeah.
Put some space marines around there. You got yourself a stew. I got 3 of my space marines built out of the like 24 models that came in that box. I did discover I have a plan because the bases that come with them are not textured at all, which means I'm going to have to actually glue crap to the bases to make them decent. So my plan is before I prime the models, I'm going to get some wood glue and some clean kitty litter and kind of sprinkle that on the bottom of it so it looks like it gets that sand texture. And because it didn't come from the actual cat box, it's actually clean.
No.
You say that, Kevin.
Listen, I'm not going to put cat doo-doo on my models. Those things are expensive. Those things, you got to use the fresh it's in the big old jug of cat litter. The unscented kind. I don't get the scented kind. I don't like scented cat litter.
Put the used cat litter on your opponent's side.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Have you ever made the mistake when you've bought like scented trash bags?
I don't have a problem with scented trash bags.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not like a game ender, but it's really aggravating because it's like for like 2 to 3 months now I'm gonna have like a weird kind of smell near the garbage that isn't garbage. It's like a extra smell.
I'm gonna Google it.
Because I've done that before. I'm not a fan.
See, to me, it's nice. Like whenever I open to take the bag out, I always get hit more by like the lavendery smell than the garbagey smell.
Yeah.
No, I like the garbagey smell because it tells me that I'm removing it properly. It's like, oh man, I'm doing my chore. I'm getting rid of this stink.
Yeah. Kevin, are you sure it's not just you like the garbagey smell because it makes you think, finally, I'm above this thing?
Oh, I mean that's probably like psychologically there. There's like a psychological factor of haha, I am above garbage. Or you could go into it where the garbage is my home, similar to Bane, where he was born in the garbage. Thus, I live in it.
Oh, you only adopted the garbage, Kevin?
That's true. That is true. Oh man, I love this because there's actually like video game and nerd shit news, but I'm just trying to avoid it and talk about other things first for as long as possible, as all good video game nerd whatever podcasts should do. You talk about not the topic as much as you can, because I feel
so. There's to talk about other podcasts as we regularly do on this podcast. one of the guys I've met here who does a lot of like the running of tournaments and events
Yeah.
has a podcast called Video Death Loop,
Oh.
where the theme is each week him or his co-host pick a like video to put on repeat as they continually watch and talk over it.
I don't think I could do that.
I
And
like
so,
that
like,
gimmick.
it's
That's
a good-
good.
I do too. And so like I contributed one where I sent him the Tennessee trash PSA.
Good.
Oh.
That's a good one to have to be tormented,
Yeah.
because that's
But so like I don't regularly listen to it, but I'm always like, "Oh, what video is it this week?"
you gotta listen to Tennessee trash fucking up the byway.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a good video.
That video deserves
Yeah.
like a plaque
Yeah.
in
God,
in
it's
the
so good.
Capitol.
Yeah, it does.
It's like it's one of our chief exports. It's the fact that during the Tennessee trash where he starts ripping up his own car to create more trash. Like he's driving down and he fell out of like fast food, so he like just takes the seat of his like the passenger seat and just throws it out the window. It's like I need to
Okay,
litter
so-
more.
So I know exactly what you're talking about, but also if you watch the video, that's not what he does, even though that's what my brain says he does.
No, I'm gonna live
He
in
like-
this phantom world where he's destroying his own
Yeah,
car.
I'm gonna crash that down. No, he's kicking out like a rolled up mattress.
Okay, but that's still good. The fact that it's like a mattress, like
Yeah.
you're driving, like to me, the effort of trying to put that in your car and then chucking it onto there's a more effort than the people at my apartment where they just throw it in front of the dumpster.
Yeah, really.
Like it takes way more effort to become Tennessee trash than just to drive,
Yeah.
just kind of dump it in front of the dumpster and drive off. Like that's
Yeah, ruining the highways, the byways, and the hinways.
yeah, like you just doing it because you love it, you need it, you crave it. What have you been up to, Nolan? Not about video game shit. How's the cat doing?
Stay, like little week at in our tourist area,
Oh,
Gatlinburg.
oh, how'd that go?
Oh, it was fine.
Did you go to the sword store and were you tempted to buy a sword?
No, I stayed away from it this time.
Okay, you're good.
This is
Oh.
strictly romantic weekend, so
What is more romantic than a Gatlinburg sword?
Yeah, listen, you get the Riku Keyblade and she gets the Kairi Keyblade, and then you're like a couple.
no, it'd be more me getting Virgil's sword and her getting a sword from Lord of the Rings, or
Yeah. There you go. You get like some Aragorn sword. Man,
yeah, some exact bullshit like that.
we're
It's-
gonna
it's Eastern
transition
versus
into
Western.
that at some point. Put a pin in that. Put a little pin there.
And then we're spewing over why the Lord of the Rings sword has so much like special significance to the story, while I'm over here talking about how cool some animes are.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Talking about how much power you got,
Listen,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
how much more power you need.
Lord of the
Put
Rings
Virgil
is
in
what
Lord
they
of the
had
Rings.
before they had anime. That was back in the day.
You know what?
Those
Yeah,
poor
you know
bastards.
what? That is true.
Think about it. They had like a long
If Tolkien
season.
saw some anime, Lord of the Rings be full of like big titty bitches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you
And-
think about it, they have like beach episodes. But instead of going to the beach, they're hiking in the woods with Tom Bombadil. Like that's
Yeah.
the episode. There's some battles. There's hobbits. There's goboblins. You got some
They're
elves.
forever young elves.
Yeah, you got the
Lord of the
yell-
Rings would have been an isekai.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is the first isekai. Technically, I mean,
Yeah.
if you consider
I
where
think
like
that's Alice in Wonderland.
I think Alice in Wonderland's a literal isekai, but you could argue like because Frodo goes from the Shire and is thrust into a world of adventure far beyond like his realms and stuff, that technically it is an isekai. If you want to go.
Oh, okay. The proto.
Yeah, it's a non-standard
Frodo's the
conforming
proto.
isekai. He
Yeah.
wasn't hit by a
Yeah.
truck, but he was removed from his standard daily life in the Shire and had to deal with all this shit. Like,
No, I just imagine it starting with like where Gandalf's riding in on the cart and Frodo like looks up the last second to see the cart and gets hit by it.
yeah, there you go. And then he's hanging out with Gimli and Aragorn. Samwise is there. Gollum would
I like
be
Pippin and Merry.
Gollum would be a Sunerdre twin tail thing. It's not like I want.
Well,
the
we can't tell that.
I can't remember who's
Can't-
who's the Nazgul that gets killed by the woman,
I don't remember.
but he's just Bakana Massacre.
Yeah, the Lich King or whatever is like Bakana, impossible, and he's doing like that face they do whenever like the anime turns sketchy as they're getting blown away. Good job. I like it. I like anime
well,
Lord of
beyond-
the Rings.
Beyond Vacation, 2 shows I've been going through. WandaVision, still good. It's about to wrap up, but damn, that show's real good.
Oh, okay. I watched. Yeah. Oh, what was the other show? Uh-oh. Did audio lose? Did someone...
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Oh, did you guys catch any of that?
No, I missed the second show.
Oh, Doom Patrol.
Oh, how is Doom Patrol?
Really good.
Okay.
Way better than I thought a DC show should be. It is solid. On top of that, it's also the comeback of my favorite actor ever, Brendan Fraser.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh!
what's it? Where can I watch this, Nolan?
I think it was originally on like the DC app before HBO Max, but it's on HBO Max right now.
Yeah, all the DC stuff's on HBO Max.
Okay.
Crossing my fingers for that Snyder cut. Can't wait for it.
I want to
Oh
see
my
it.
god.
I
I
want
want
to
to see it because I
know.
want to know how bad it is.
Like, I plan, but I don't. I think my dad and me were talking about how we are going to watch it, but it's going to be like an hour on a Sunday when there's nothing else to watch, and we're just going to watch it over the course of like a month because it's too
Smart.
long and we can't handle it. So it's like, all right, we'll watch
I
it.
just can't believe they made it.
Well, that's it. Like, to me, that's kind of like why I have to know. I have this, like, I gotta know. And apparently there's HBO Max over there, so I'm not paying for it.
Yeah. It's just, to me, I guess enough people watched Justice League and thought, well, this sucked. Like, Zack Snyder, it would be good if he did it. And it's like, they just, like an amnesiac returning to the theater, think, oh, a movie based on DC superheroes.
I think it's because Zack Snyder can... His one great
bad.
talent is he can make an okay trailer. That's all he can do.
Have you guys have you seen the initial premise of Zack Snyder's new zombie movie?
I did, and I looked at that, and I just go, that's Dead Rising 2. That is the plot
Oh,
of
yeah,
Dead
yeah.
Rising 2. But not
But
as
no, have
emotional.
you- But no, have you heard what the zombies do?
No, I have not. You can... Alright, spoiler alert for Zack Snyder's zombie movie. What do they do?
Content warning for rape.
Okay, I think we can figure out what the zombies do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then women are impregnated.
Thank you, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Man,
I
'cause-
don't know if he actually got that to the final product or not, but that was an early concept for his zombie movie.
Wasn't that part of like his
I can't
Dawn of
see
the
that going through.
Wasn't that an element of his like Dawn of the Dead remake? Was there's like a pregnant woman with a zombie inside or something?
I think that lady's just fat.
No, there's one where she was like her baby became a zombie.
Oh, the new
Yeah.
in the mall.
Like I want to say that this is a thing with him. This has now become a thing. Like
I
pregnant
think
zombie
yeah.
is now a thing. Because once is questionable.
It's going to be the Tarantino feet thing.
Yeah, but
for
now
Zack
you're
Snyder.
now you're two. Now you've
Yeah.
because you don't have to have the zombie pregnancy. That does not have to be there.
No, that's there because you want it.
Yeah, you put that there.
This is won't do you dare enter my magical realm.
Yeah, basically. It's weird because I really like Dead Rising 2, and I feel that Dead Rising 2 has a far more nuanced and touching story than this Zack Snyder movie. Because it is simply a dad needs to get the zombie medication for his daughter so she's not a zombie. And that's like not even like a high level plot, but still, I felt for Chuck Green. He's just trying to deal with the crushing weight of capitalism and life. It has unintentional symbolism.
Yeah.
I like Dead Rising 2 off the records, except for that one part where you see what happens to Chuck.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because it's Dead Rising 2 off the record has a different tone. It's more tonally like Dead Rising, which I appreciate. But I liked the weirdly somber tone of Dead Rising 2 Chuck Green version combined with like making a Blanca bomb and then putting like a Blanca head on a zombie and then having it do like its super to kill all the other zombies. I'm like, that's pretty funny. It's that ridiculous with the overt sincerity that I appreciate. That I feel like they didn't figure out how to do with 3 or the other Dead Rising game.
I say 3 was only interesting after that DLC.
The one
where
was
they had all the Capcom stuff.
yeah, the
in.
Capcom stuff. Because I watched
That's
a
what-
Let's Play of Dead Rising 3 because I didn't have the Xbone. And then it didn't come to like PlayStation or whatever till way later. And 3 had some interesting ideas. I think its problem was that they put on that south of the border yellow effect. You know that filter they put whenever they try to make it's either in like Mexico
Hey,
and or the Middle East, and they put everything this weird yellow brown filter over everything, and it just makes the game look kind of drab. But there are some interesting idea. That game's weird because there's some interesting ideas about like illegal immigration and like racism combined with like like you can tell like they had an idea but they didn't quite have the story chops to do it. They speed graphed it a little bit and you're like, you try. Like there's an idea there. They had a meeting and they really wanted to say it but they just couldn't. They really couldn't. And then they made the other Dead Rising game like that just seemed bad.
I don't know anything about that.
It's like
I
Frank
just know
West
it
came
exists,
back
it's bad.
and then they changed all the systems and it's just kind of like, I don't know. I really like Dead Rising 1 and 2.
Another Xbox property that's dead.
Yeah. Poor Xbox. Apparently they're making a Halo show for like that Paramount Plus. That Halo TV show's coming back.
I can't wait for Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus seems like the most like reaching of all of them. It seems like they're like, yo, it's Nickelodeon though. They're trying to just make because like they had that CG Rugrats reboot. It's coming back.
They did?
Oh yeah, they're like in Paramount Plus. They're doing Rugrats a reboot that's like CG. It looks fairly acceptable. It's kind of weird. It looks like dim, like they didn't light it all the way. It's kind of weird. But it's like, it's weird.
Why
I
are
feel
we back to this era again?
yeah, we're
I gotta choose one of the three. I gotta choose Cartoon Network, Disney, or Nickelodeon.
yeah, and it just
And that's HBO Max, Disney Plus, or Paramount Plus.
yep, and I just don't have enough, and I do not have enough time to watch it all. So one of them's like several are just going away. I think I made a joke where like I don't even have enough time to pirate them. Like why?
Really?
Like I'm not even gonna like pirate whatever. I still haven't seen The Mandalorian. I probably would like it.
It's really good.
I probably would. I just don't have Disney Plus. Eventually, one of those streamings are going to make a series that. Oh, there's also Amazon, whatever that's doing.
Yeah.
I watched an episode of like the Richard Hammond and one of the guys from MythBusters stuck on an island show.
Yeah, the Great Escape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's okay.
I watched the first episode too, and that's how I felt. It feels too staged.
Oh,
and
it's
unnatural.
really staged. It's
like it either needs to be more staged, and they treat it literally as a sitcom,
yeah.
or less staged.
I agree. I think it is saved by cartoon persona Richard Hammond. If he was not acting like cartoon Richard Hammond, I think that show would be unwatchable. But I like him.
Yeah.
I liked him where he was reading his own autobiography and saying, the classics. It's really good.
It's just like, to me, I didn't even realize the guy was from MythBusters until halfway through the episode.
Yeah, I
was
didn't
like,
either.
Why do I know this guy? And then it's like, oh, he's one of the interns.
Yeah, he's one of the B team.
Yeah. The ones where you're like, I don't care. Where's Adam and Jamie?
My dad, when we were watching it, he said he wanted the twist to be at the other end of the island. It was Jeremy Clarkson and then the A-Team Mythbusters. And they're like, what are you... Like they're just like, yeah, you know, we did fine. And they're just like, oh, and that's the whole twist of the series.
That would be good.
It's like, no, here's the A-teams, and they're just having a ball. It's like, oh. Like, to me, that would make it all worth it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to watch the Nicolas Cage movie.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
I hear don't.
I saw the Red Letter Media review of it that said it was bad, but I've also seen like Nicolas Cage aficionados say that it's a good Nicolas Cage performance, which means like I'm waiting for that thing to be under $5 to rent. I'm not gonna pay like the movie.
I'm not gonna spend $20 to rent a movie I'm just gonna throw away for one day.
Yeah,
it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, no, it needs that thing's like $5, probably $3 more likely.
Yeah, it's like that system works depending on how many people you've shared your account with, so that way you can be like, okay, I'm paying $20, so like 5 people at least can watch this movie on one account.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for that to go down.
I have heard like that movie is terrible when Nicolas Cage is not on screen, which is thankfully most of the movie Nicolas Cage is present.
Yeah, that's what I like, because I like that's what Alex Navarro said, and that's what also like another guy who watches Nicolas Cage is basically like, you watch it for Nicolas Cage and then no one else, and I'm like, okay. But it also got me going down the rabbit hole of the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Because I was curious, like, why did they make a Five Nights at Freddy's? Like, why wasn't that movie just Five Nights at Freddy's? And from the lore I have gathered, it's I think it's because that they're trying to stay true to the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, because that thing has like 6 games and 4 books or something. There's a lot. There's a lot going on there. It turns into like immortality and like ghost energy.
Oh, so full on internet fandom.
Oh man, it's like internet fandom made real. It's really
Oh.
bizarre because like I saw.
Okay, on that. Keep going. You're fine.
Because I was gonna say I also watched. It was from the PlayStation thing where they did the trailer of the new Five Nights at Freddy's game, and I did not understand what was going on. And then I looked at the lore, and it's really bizarre how the haunted microchips were made into an AR video game that's possessing one of the women, so she thinks she's a animatronic glitch spring trap. It's weird. It's like a bad SCP.
How hard is the premise of evil robots come out at night and murder children? All you need for scary video games.
But that's not
but
the
Nolan,
lore.
why are they evil? Who made them? What did they make them for?
Also, don't you know that the animatronics are the possessed souls of the children, and really they're not trying to murder like anyone. They're trying to murder their murderer, which is why they attack adults, because like in their skewed thing they think that the adult security guard, who was the one that lured them into the back room to murder them for their immortality juice, turned into an immortal one too. So then they had
Wait,
to...
are you telling me Five Nights at Freddy's is QAnon?
It's pretty similar to QAnon. It involves a pizza parlor, child killing, and harvesting immortality juice.
Those Democrats are turning themselves into animatronics so they can live forever.
Exactly.
Sexy animatronics.
Do you know that one of the
Chica,
Five Nights at Freddy's
Keep me hot and
games
bothered.
is about
Why
how
I
they
want to have sex with that bear?
how they had to build a fake Five Nights at Freddy's pizza attraction to attract all the evil animatronics that have gotten loose, so then they could just set them on fire?
I'm surprised looking over the Wikipedia that there is now an 8th game in the series being developed.
Dude, that's why I went down the rabbit hole, because I was like, I thought it ended after 4. I thought it was like 4
I thought
games.
it ended after 1.
Well, see, I knew there was 1 and 2 and 3, and then 4 was supposed to be the ending of the trilogy, or I meant what
Yeah, no, I think that
I meant 4.
I think that's right.
Yeah, 4 was supposed to be the ending of the trilogy, and then it went on for double that, and then and it's like, whoa. So that was like my internet rabbit hole I fell down because I needed to know.
Was there anything else good? Because I didn't watch the PlayStation.
No, I mean, there's like that they're doing like Final Fantasy Remake Part 2,
Oh,
and then they're doing
yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale.
Oh, also, Final Fantasy VII Remake is free for March for PS Plus.
It's a good game. It's a really good game.
bet.
I enjoyed that remake a lot. And apparently, it's also like if you get the PlayStation 4 version, you can it's a free upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version, but you don't get like the Yuffie DLC. So you got to like pay that $10. But you know, I appreciate that because they could have just said buy it again.
Yeah. Okay, have you guys watched any of Valheim?
I have
Or what?
a little
I
bit.
saw something about it. I never watched any.
Yeah, like I watched a Giant Bomb playdate of it, and even they could not make that game interesting for me to watch.
I
think
don't
they were
get it.
maybe having fun, but it just looks so bland.
I get it, but I don't get it because
It's like
it feels like it's Minecraft for people that didn't like the look of Minecraft, but also like I've played a lot
It
of
feels
those
like-
games.
also like Ark.
Yeah, it's like kind of survivally.
Oh, Rust.
Yeah, Rust. It feels like Valheim feels like it's they simplified like the Rust kind of game loop, but I feel like everyone that's really high on Valheim did not play the true good Minecraft, which is Dragon Quest Builders, because a lot of like to me that was the game where I was like, "Oh, this is good Minecraft."
Yeah.
because it had like a story mode and progression in addition to just build whatever you want. Also, it had Dragon
Yeah.
Quest music, and I'm like, yeah. But that's one of my underrated games. Is
Talking about Minecraft totally has a story. Don't you know about Evil Steve?
yeah. You got like Hero Brine and
I'd be more interested if it was Bizarro Steve.
no, it's Hero Brine. That's the evil Steve, and he's a cursed.
Yeah, I want Bizarro Steve. I want. He thinks he's doing what he thinks he's supposed to. He's building things to collect material and breaking things down to use his material.
Ah. That was actually one of the more interesting parts of Dragon Quest Builders 2, where your compatriot could not build, could only destroy. Because he was like the incarnation of the god of destruction, so he couldn't build anything. He just broke stuff. But, you know, he helped you like fight monsters, and so it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
It was neat. It's a neat game. That was the game where building had been forbidden. The act of building was forbidden, and only you knew the sacred art of like putting up a door. because the concept of building was sealed by the Dark Lord. It was pretty cool. It was funny. I like that game. I like that game a lot.
So, have there been any other directs you watched this week?
I didn't watch the direct, but I did because I want to talk about it. The brand convergence of Magic the Gathering with Lord of the Rings and Warhammer 40k. Because that's weird. They're apparently going to be making a Lord of the Rings set in Magic the Gathering. Also, Warhammer 40k Commander decks.
Okay, so I would be super down with a crossover for 40k with Phyrexia.
Oh, there's some stuff you could do. Like it's really the fact that whenever I see it and they're kind of like how they'll do like a random kind of like non-standard legal set and they're just going to say here's the 40k one or the Lord of the Rings one. Like mentally I'm okay with that. And I think that's what they basically said, where they're all supplementary sets. And that's fine. Because that's not like the standard set rotation. So you're not going to have like, well, we're going to have Lord of the Rings this year. It's like, ugh. So you're still going to have like your Magic the Gathering kind of core experience. But if someone wants to buy, you know, you want to buy a booster, you want to do the Lord of the Rings draft. And the theories are that those sets are also going to be like where they put their reprint cards. So if you wanted to get like, instead of having the master sets where they put the popular reprinted cards, it'll be like, it's the Lord of the Rings master sets. So, you know, if you want to get like your soul ring, it's the one ring. But you can also just get a soul ring. Because, you know, it's the same function.
That's a good idea.
At least that's what I hope it is.
A lot of Llanowar elves coming back as Legolas's.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd probably be more like Reese as like Legolas, or you could have like Aragorn as like a ranger.
Yeah,
you could do some stuff. You got some Kithkins as Frodo.
Yeah,
you could do stuff you could do, but it feels weird whenever the brands start to merge. And I'm like, it's like stop it brands.
But now I can finally have my Lord of the Rings and my Little Pony and my Godzillas all hanging out, Kevin.
It's that kind of like Funko Pop Fortnite-y aspect to it that just rubs me sort of the wrong way when everything wants to combine. Similar to how you'll see Fortnite in its Street Fighter, Aliens, and apparently potentially Peter Griffin, and there's no consistency to it. There's no thematic consistency, and it feels just like you're throwing crap at the wall like a Funko Pop.
Oh.
Because I actually think that the Fortnite original character art styles all kind of merge and fit together, but then whenever they have the pop culture one, it just looks weird. It looks weird to me.
Listen, I don't know. You saw Chun-Li in that thick old ass.
Well, yeah, that's because every Fortnite character has a thick ass. They know it. They know what they love.
When's 2B coming to Fortnite?
I hope so.
If they did that, Yoko Taro would write some sort of story to make it canonical, or you'd have like
to me it's 9S and the other like machine robot at the end of Automata crash lands in Fortnite.
That would work with the actual story of Fortnite, because Fortnite is technically an all AI thing. So you'd have like the machine life form intelligence going in there. You have like the skins should be like 9S and Eve, Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, that'd be dope.
Oh no, there'd be a 2B skin too, but as you played more, it's like you steadily realize it's 9S trying to recreate her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Trying to use the 0 point to recreate 2B.
Oh.
There you go. I know Fortnite lore too.
Yoko Taro would do it too because it would be money.
It would. He'd do it. Listen, that'd be like the best content that game would have of all time. That puts some class in Fortnite.
Yeah. Also, I can't help but notice too, it's like Ryu gets added to Fortnite just as he gets all kinds of buffs in Street Fighter.
Yeah, no, they gotta bring the Ryu brand recognition up.
It's funny if you look at the patch notes for like the winter update. It's Ryu has like 2 pages worth of notes.
Good job, Ryu.
Meanwhile, other section, it's like, oh look, here's 3 characters on 1 page.
Yeah, that's how they do. Listen, you gotta do it. The kids who are into Fortnite, they gotta come on over. I hope they. So I still play Fortnite semi-regularly because I like.
I mean, I still play Street Fighter pretty regularly.
I like Fortnite. I'll be real. I do enjoy it.
Have you learned to build yet?
Yeah. I can't edit, but I can build. I can
Yeah.
win around in that game. I have won against humans and not bots. But not really good humans, because you can tell. You can tell real quick. But you can tell, like, okay, this is like someone that is a person, but kind of bad because we're both kind of building ramps at each other. And then you're kind of like trying to get on top of like the ramp and build a floor so they can't. And you're like, okay, this is fine. But then you encounter like the god human who has already built a wall around you, built a door, shot you, and then unbuilt the door. And you're like, oh, this guy, I can't do anything. I'm dead.
You try to play it right before bedtime, so all the kids will destroy you.
No, that's how you do it.
But they put that damn skill-based matchmaking in, so now like can't even blow up the noobs.
Oh man, I love that skill-based
I
matchmaking.
don't want to like try to win a game. I just want it to be me all the time.
Yeah, I just want to just destroy. But nah, I like the skill-based matchmaking because then sometimes I can have a game where I can have a chance.
My only problem with skill-based matchmaking is every time I see that acronym, I have to stop and think, is this skill-based matchmaking or Super Smash Brothers Melee?
It's both. All right, fine. Can we talk? We're gonna talk about Pokemans. I watched the Pokemon thing. Pokemon Snap looks good.
I can't wait to pay $60 for a 10-hour game.
If that 10 hours is as good as Pokemon Snap, then it's worth it.
I will still buy it.
Because Pokemon Snap is a damn fine 2 hours.
Yeah, because it's an arcade game.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to like play through it repeatedly, like shooting for like high scores.
I'm just saying, like Pokemon Snap, for its 2 hours, it's like a 10 out of 10 2 hours.
Yeah.
But then it's
Yeah,
just
it's like
done.
Star
Bring
Fox
out my
6.
Blockbuster. No longer.
Yeah, we need to bring back
Yeah.
those printed. It's like I wish I had my stickers. I really wish I had those. But yeah, so that looks good. I think the Diamond and Pearl remakes look good. I like that art style.
I can't understand why people complain about it. It looks.
To me, that's how
Looks like
Pokemon
it's
should
good.
look. I thought that like the Let's Go Pikachu, Eevee, and the Diamond Pearl. To me, when Pokemon's in my brain, it's that kind of chibi smushed art style. It was also,
Yeah, it's Pokemon Go.
it was also the art style they used in those Pokemon Adventures, aka Pokemon Special manga, where everyone was a little bit more squat. That's the one I liked. I like that art
They
style.
look like the original sprites.
Yeah, like the sprites in the original concept art, where they're all kind of like a little more squat. I like it. And then we got to talk about Pokemon Breath of the Wild, which is
Dude, they did it. They hired that guy.
they hired
They saw
that
the Unreal
man.
Engine. They hired him.
They hired that man. Apparently, I think that thing is even being developed not by Game Freak. Like it's like licensed out to someone else. Which somewhat is good because as much as I love Pokemon, Game Freak can't code to save their ass. Those games have been like chugging since I think it was like Sun and Moon were chug on like the 3DS.
X and Y, they've been chugging.
Okay, yeah. I want to say it's been since the 3DS games, like Pokemon has been kind of they need some work. Technical. Okay, Drew says goodbye. Bye, Drew.
Retro. We'll talk about Pokemon.
We'll talk about Pokemon more.
I don't know.
All
if
right,
it's just
later
me, but
days.
Later, see ya.
All right, what were you gonna say, Nolan?
I don't know if it's just me, but the new, what was it, Pokemon Legend?
Yeah, the Arceus or whatever.
Trash. I mean, I know it's an early, like, beta, or, like, probably pre-beta, like, footage. It doesn't.
I'm concerned with some parts of it. And
When
then
I saw the Pokemons fighting each other, I'm like, ooh,
it's
I don't like.
it's a thing where when I'm looking at it, I feel as though it's hard to make a hard judgment because it is early, but part of it is also just because of when they talked about how it's like set in the past. Is that because they want to have large stretches of just empty? Because in their open
Yeah.
world, where Breath of the Wild, even though it's a really open world, each area is still designed where there's like something interesting to do in every spot, or you can see something to do. Like I think how it's mapped out is at any point you're like within sight distance of a shrine or a thing that would get you to a shrine. And I feel like people are going like, oh, it's the big live action Pokemon where we just have this big old field of nothing with like some Bidoofs there. Huh?
The more I look at it, I think it might be more like a Monster Hunter map where you like you load into the town, it's one area, you move on to the next area,
I also see comparisons to Genshin Impact and stuff. How
yeah,
like your Pokemon might be sort of like how the characters are in Genshin Impact, where you swap to them to do like a move and then swap out.
you know what, I can actually see that.
And it's weird because I want to see a new Pokemon game. Like obviously this is not the next real Pokemon game. It's just like a kind of a spin-off.
It's Pokemon Range.
Yeah, this is basically Pokemon Ranger.
Yeah.
But it makes me think about how mentally I'm not even sure what I want out of Pokemon, because I'm like the main games. I'm like I played Sword and Shield. and I enjoyed it, but I didn't do any of the DLC or anything. But story
I
story mode was
kind of threw that
fine.
game away.
I played through it, enjoyed myself, and I was kind of done. But then like I see this game, and I'm like, I'm not quite sure. Maybe what I want is more Digimon Cyber Sleuth, but they just made one of those games. But man, that game was sick. I really enjoyed Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Maybe I just want like fake Persona. Or what?
Detective Pikachu, but an RPG.
Oh no. Okay, I just thought of it. We need there's two because before it's always platinum character action game. That was always you put your thing in there and it's gonna work. And we need to go with the second one, which is give it to the Yakuza team. I want Pokemon. I want like a dragon type, where you're in Pokemon Kamurocho. You're walking around and you're doing battles.
You're Pokorocho.
Yeah, you're Pokorocho. You're having to deal with Team Rocket and shit. You're like a rocket grunt who's like noble and having to deal with a real estate problem, but through Pokemon battles.
There's been a bunch of Pokemon thefts going on.
All these Pokemon thefts have been centered around the empty lot. Who owns it?
Listen, it's not us. Our clan didn't do it. We know you.
It's those
You still want
rockets.
Pokemon too. Oh no, it's the government's fault. They're doing it.
It's
Oh,
the
but it's not the
Yamato
government, it's
2. It's the Yamato 2. It's back. I think that'd be actually a cool game. I always liked the idea of like a middle-aged like crime drama in Pokemon.
Oh no, and you're gonna have that one mission where the guy's like, "Oh man, my Garnivars." And
Yeah, and then your character's like, that's
Ew.
fucked up.
Kiryu's just like, yeah, no, I don't want.
I'm really
Oh,
interested.
but you gotta help me, man. Okay.
Then the sad music comes into play. and then they help them out. I mean,
My girlfriend left me because I like my Gardevoir too much. Like, yeah, dude, just stop being weird about it. You're right. I need to go get my girlfriend back.
And then it
runs
turns out
away.
his girlfriend starts dressing up like a Gardevoir to like get him back.
And that's when the happy music plays.
Yeah, the happy music plays, and then you hear that
And
guitar
then you
sting.
get the inside side quest end.
Yeah, that down as Kiryu walks away. Yeah, I'd be down. I'd be down for that.
I agree with you. I don't know what I want, but I know.
I feel like it's kind of like I think people whenever they saw Breath of the Wild, they just go, I want X but Breath of the Wild, and not understanding that every game does not need to be Breath of the Wild. Like, that doesn't automatically make your game good. Whereas, like, making it a Yakuza or a Platinum game kind of does make it good. But, like, it's not a solution formula.
Listen, if you want a Breath of the Wild where it's just a big empty stage, there's a bunch of Steam games from like 2000 to like 2015. They were just big empty.
Yeah, they're the concept art of Nintendo hired this man. It's what he was doing. He's making like the huge like giant map with nothing in it. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of games that were just giant empty maps with nothing in it. Oh fuck. Okay, speaking of giant empty maps with nothing in it. So I had to go to Best Buy because my laptop mouse died and I had to get a new one. And they just had racks upon racks of Cyberpunk for like $20. Like for PlayStation and Xbox, it's just a ton of Cyberpunk games, and I was like, oh, that's sad. On the clearance aisle.
It's a similar feeling to stuff when I just saw a rack of Fallout 74. I'm like,
Yeah.
hate to see it, but
It's funny, but it's like, oh man, everyone thought that game was gonna be way better than what it was. But yeah, that's all I have. I mean, Pokemon, Pokemon. It could be good. It's still, I think the thing is, like, it's still, like, that felt like we were seeing either a late alpha, like, that felt like late alpha footage, because you could see, like, the animations on Pokemon were choppy and shit. It's like, that was like,
They
I
should
almost,
have done like a stinger for it or something.
I almost wish they did a fake trailer as, like, an announcement trailer, and then said, we're working on this. It's weird because it was more real, because like that felt like real footage of what they were working on, because I don't think they're 4D chess brains. Like, we're gonna release a trailer with frame rate problems that are fake. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna be doing. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be good.
Sit back and we'll check out the directed
Yeah.
or the next direct.
I mean, that they said 2022, which I feel like that's early. That game feels like it should be 2023 or 4.
You know, no, it'd be, but it'd be like November.
I feel like that thing is still at least like, I would rather that game if it's, I mean, we haven't seen, we'll see the update in like a couple months, but I would hope that game just, it comes out and they go, okay, we're going to delay that sucker. Just delay it. It's fine. You got Pokemans coming out. You're good. But that's all I got to talk about. You got anything else to add, Nolan?
No, I think that pretty much covers everything.
All right, we did it. Later days.
Later.